Okay, it being 5 p.m., the Lafourche Parish Council meeting of September 23rd, 2025 is hereby called to order. I'll do roll call since Ms. Corleen unfortunately is out. Councilman Brumfield is absent. Councilman Adams. Present. Councilman Vice Chair Perk.
Here.
Councilman Melvin. Here. My fellow veteran, Mr. Pierce.
Here.
Councilman Araby.
Here.
Chairman Oten is present. Councilwoman Chesson. Here. Councilman Lorraine.
Here.
And Parish President Ocheron.
Present.
All right, very good. So we're only missing one tonight, that being Councilman Brumfield. With that said, I would ask everyone to please rise. We'll be led in invocation by Councilman Perk, followed by Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Araby.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Let us pray. Thank you for gathering us here to conduct the business of the parish. Bless us with constructive dialogue and guide us to make decisions productive and beneficial to all the citizens of the parish. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting. We'd like to start off by first respectfully requesting that you please turn your phones off and or put them on silent out of respect for everyone else. Also like to remind anyone wishing to address the council, please fill out a blue sheet at the entrance door so we can be sure to recognize you during public wishing to address the council, or if you have a specific resolution item that you mentioned that, and we'll recognize you during that particular resolution. As a reminder, ordinances, we will ask for public inputs 3 times prior to bringing it to discussion by the council and then the ultimate vote. On resolutions, we will just simply go straight to discussions amongst the council and then begin the vote on that. With that said, we'll jump right into tonight's meeting. And item A, state and or federal legislative updates, and we have someone here. The mic's live too, Joe.
Good evening, fellow councilmen, parish president, and everyone else. Thank you very much. Representative Joseph Ocheron, residing down in beautiful Golden Meadow, District 9 at 18903 East Main Street.
Thank you.
This particular legislative session, one of the things that came up was Mr. Jake Sheremy, who's here, who's one of the FFA Future Farmers of America parent, let me know that the beautiful pavilion, ag pavilion in Raceland we have would be better served if there could be additional parking for those that have large cattle trailers on the south side of the pavilion. And it would require, of course, culverts, catch basins, and rocks. So I subsequently got with former parish president Archie Chasson and Mr. Dylan Barone to find out an approximate cost associated with what it would take to get that done, and I was able to get it added into the supplemental fund, which kind of bypasses a lot of capital outlay, and it basically goes straight to political subdivisions whenever it's a small amount. But I was able to secure $100,000 for Lafourche Parish Government to do that. This is via Act 461 signed by the governor during that last legislative session. And I thank all of y'all for hopefully being able to move this project, put it into the planning, make it become reality, so that as the people who make use of the pavilion can park their vehicles as in the intended manner that this money was meant for. And with that, I would really like Mr. Araby, whose district it's in, as well as Mr. Jake and the parish president, for us to take a photo op, and then I could be on my way.
Unless you want to answer a few questions.
I would love to answer some questions.
So the 5 Bridge project, that's for 20 years to reduce the number of fatalities that I have to work. Where we stay, I hear scuttlebutt is coming. It's right around the corner.
And the last time I checked, it were so close to putting it out for bid, and then it was not in the bid package. And I called Jacob on call, and he said we had to put it off one more cycle. So, trust me. I know it's a touching
Yeah,
point.
I won't even ask about any of the other ones. That's the one because I know that one was really close.
I know that.
Terry, you want to say something? All right. Go ahead. You got the mic.
Joe, I want to thank you for coming here tonight, and again, I want to thank you for getting that money for us in our community of Central Lafourche here. You're right, we do have a very fine facility out there that we put together, thanks to the administration and people like you that helped us along, and Mr. Jeremy over there that really pushed it through and got everybody to work together, and we have a state-of-the-art project. So I thank y'all for all the help y'all gave us. Thank y'all.
Happy to make it happen.
Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
Away. First of all, on the Golden Meadow Bridge,
The Golden Meadow Bridge is working.
it's working. It's working, all right. I got to tell you, it's working. But I cross that bridge every day.
You walk
I walk
across.
2 miles every day, and I go in Golden Meadow, down the bayou, and I go up the bayou every morning at 5 o'clock. When are they supposed to paint and blast that bridge?
Whenever it originally broke, and while it was broken, I said it would be a great time to get the blasting and painting, and they said it was on the 2026, 2027 fiscal session. Is what it was. That's because of the age of the bridge, 1971. That's whenever it was scheduled to do. And like you and I know, the bridge operator told us that they were there with a clipboard looking around. I never found out whether or not they have determined that it's in bad enough shape for it to warrant the rehabilitation project that they've been promising. But you and I know that it is. It absolutely is.
Is it in bad shape? I walk across where the cars pass because a bunch of holes and it's all rusty on both sides. And they shut it down. I never blamed you for the bridge.
Thank you.
Because you can only do like we do, request and hope that it gets done. But that's one thing I never did was blame you because I'm in those shoes just as much as you are, or probably more than you because I've been here a lot longer than you have been over there. But the next thing I want to ask, and I talked to you about that the other day, are they going to pick up them cement blocks?
Absolutely. They need to. The counterweight
Is your wife
blocks.
still fussing you?
My wife is still fussing me. Don't
Okay.
worry. I hear about it every time I cross the
So
river.
I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one.
So hopefully we can get that picked up.
And I'm hoping that it's not being left there because they're looking down the road for the rehabilitation project
Yeah.
and they're going to need them again, so they're just leaving them there.
We did talk about that, but
That's right.
that's not till 2 more years.
Right.
I mean,
Probably
good
not.
chance there's cement, because if it be wood, it'd probably rot.
Well, now the thing is I don't know if you noticed, but people are starting to put some trash next to them.
Did I notice?
Okay.
Don't talk to me about trash, because I got a big discussion on that tonight. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you all very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Oh, go ahead there, Boo.
Oh, we got one more.
Councilman
Can
Melvin.
you please give me the short end on why we can't dump the comment and go online? Because it saves $30,000 a year.
My first legislative session, I investigated running a bill to change the Journal of Record from the Lafourche Comment to the Lafourche Gazette, or the Daily Comment to the Lafourche Gazette. And there were a whole bunch of reasons. Number one, it needs to be a paid-for subscription Journal of Record. That's in statute. The Lafourche Gazette is not. It's a free, they actually put on there that it's a free paper. So that's one of the main problems. The other one is the lobbyists that are in the press associations. They do not like the idea of the parish being able to get by and doing their public records with a cheaper paper service. Unfortunately, they like the money that y'all have to spend.
I guess. Well, you're a lawmaker. You can change the law, right? Just
We
try
can
that.
change the law.
Maybe try that.
Okay, I could definitely try again.
Yeah, so what they're referring to is that there's a state statute, absolutely ridiculous, probably one of the most ridiculous ones on the books, that mandates that we have to use the Daily Comment as our official journal. So and they can screw up, and Ms. Corlene's not here, she can say how many times they mess up in terms of they don't run it on time, so we have to do these public notices that nobody reads, nobody looks at the Daily Comment unless you're a paid subscriber, because this was set up prior to the internet, prior to social media, which is where if you're going to send something out for bid, you better not just go in the comment because you're not going to get any response. You have to go outside of that. So it's an absolutely money racket that the state has imposed upon us.
There was a small little loophole that the Lafourche Gazette, if they were to partially, even though they're a free paper, if they were to become a quasi-free paper and be able to sell subscriptions, let's say to GIS for all their employees would buy 200 copies, and Schwess, large corporations that make up it needs to make up the basic economical makeup of Lafourche Parish or of our area. And if you got businesses to pay for subscription, then the Lafourche Gazette could be a quasi-free paper. Everybody else could still get it free, pick it up at the newsstands. Those companies would pay for a subscription, and then there would be a little bit of a gap that we would be able to start using it as our journal of record.
Or you could change the law.
Or you could change the law, which is a lot more difficult.
Yeah,
But it's possible. That's why I'm there.
And Daily Comment is where are they print out of?
Timbuktu.
That's true. They
Anyway,
don't even do it remote.
Total racket.
Everything's remote now.
Councilman Perk has something for you.
Go ahead.
Relative to that, aren't they, I attended the police jury meeting a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about the state's getting close to doing their
Online.
legal advertising online.
I have been hearing that.
And so the Police Jury Association is pushing them really hard. So when I say them, the state. So if that does happen, that could be an opportunity, but that's been going on. But it sounds like some might have Governor Landry's ear, so.
That's those bully lobbyists.
So
The
anyway.
lobbyists, they're a strong lobbyist, the
Thank you, Joe.
Press Association. Anything else?
Appreciate it.
Thank you all very, very much. I appreciate it.
Was all established before, it's a whole statute to arrest them before.
All right. I'll wait for you to say because the next one's for you. All right, we have no item B. Item C, proclamations. Number 1, proclamation commemorating the 123rd year anniversary of Bell Baptist Church, Racine, Louisiana. Councilman Melvin, you have, okay, Councilman Melvin, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Normally we'd have Ms. Carlene read this. Again, I hope she continues to get well. State of Louisiana, Parish of Lafourche Proclamation. Whereas, on behalf of Lafourche Parish Councilman, me, Aaron Bo Melvin, District 4, Lafourche Parish Council wishes to present a proclamation commemorating the 123rd anniversary of Bell Baptist Church on October 5th, 2025, Racine, Louisiana. And whereas, in 1902, the Reverend D.S. Robinson, along with a group of faithful followers, decided to meet a meeting place of worship and praises to the Lord was needed. As a result, the construction of Bell Baptist Church in Racine, Louisiana began. And whereas the church's founders and subsequent generations of congregants have devoted themselves to spiritual growth, community outreach, and faithful service, and whereas over the years Bell Baptist Church has had several pastors and went through many transitions. However, Bell Baptist Church remained steadfast and unmovable and continued to abound in the work of the Lord. And whereas countless achievements of the church are hosting food and clothing giveaways, hosting community feedings, school supply giveaways, hosting mentoring events, hosting gatherings for the oppressed, depressed, and a church library, food bank, co-partnering with homeless shelter, and co-partnering with an organization to feed the homeless in the tri-parish area. And whereas we give pause, honor, and praise to this day, the deep and abiding commitment those who in faith began this work, for all those who have given so unselfishly during these many years to help work, grow, and thrive, and provide valuable human services where the need was great. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Lafourche Parish Council convened regular session September 23rd, 2025, we do hereby recognize and honor with this proclamation the 123rd anniversary of Bell Baptist Church, Racine, Louisiana. In witness thereof, I, Aaron Bo Melvin, Councilman, Lafourche Parish, District 4, do hereby set my signature and have cause to be affixed the official seal of Lafourche Parish Council, State of Louisiana, 23rd day, September 2025, Racine, Louisiana. Take a picture? Guys, we take a picture.
Yeah. And then afterwards, if you want to come up to the mic and say anything, you're welcome. Y'all are welcome to say a few words if you like. If not, you're welcome to leave too. You don't have to stay and listen to this. If you don't mind, just state your name and address for the record so you can pick it up on the minutes.
Well, Charles Moses. I'm a resident of Homer, Louisiana, but my church is 2614 Highway 1, Racine, Louisiana. Good evening, everyone who's all well represented today. Thank you, Councilman Melvin, for everything we should do. And on behalf of Bell Baptist Church, being a representative, we'd like to invite y'all to our wellness seminar on October 11, 2025, from the hours of 10 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m., where we'll have different vendors will come in and do a lot of stuff regardless of your health. It's also going to be kid-friendly, and we also will have a blood drive on that day as well. So y'all more than welcome to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right, it brings us to item 2. Parish President Mitch Orgeron to present a proclamation proclaiming the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Mr. Orgeron, you have the mic, sir. Well, hold on, let me zone out Melvin. All right, Mitch, sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Whereas domestic violence affects individuals of all ages, genders, races, and socioeconomic backgrounds, with 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men experiencing severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And whereas children who witness domestic violence are at increased risk of experiencing emotional trauma, development challenges, and becoming victims or perpetrators of abuse themselves. And whereas domestic violence is not limited to physical harm, but includes emotional, psychological, sexual, and financial abuse, leaving long-lasting scars that are often unseen. And whereas many survivors' voices go unheard due to fear, stigma, and lack of resources, and their stories remain unspoken, though they deserve to be remembered and honored. Whereas this year's theme, Unheard Voices, Stories Remembered, serves as a call to listen to those survivors, amplify their experiences, and ensure their stories are not lost to silence. Whereas we recognize the critical role of community awareness, prevention, education, and accessible service in breaking the cycle of abuse and supporting survivors. Whereas it is a duty of our community to provide safe spaces, compassionate support, and resources for healing, while holding offenders accountable and working toward a future free from violence. Now, therefore, be it resolved that, in recognition of compassion and dedicated of the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, the Haven Domestic and Sexual Violence Program, Lafourche Parish District Attorney's Office, the Packed Place Supervision, Visitation, and Exchange Center, in their efforts towards eliminating violence against adult victims and their children, I, Mitch Orgeron, President of Lafourche Parish, do hereby proclaim the month of October 25th, 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Let this proclamation stand as both a remembrance of those voices that have been silenced and a commitment to ensuring every survivor is heard, valued, and supported. In witness thereof, I do hereunto set my signature and have caused to be affixed the seal of the parish of Lafourche, state of Louisiana, on this 23rd day of September 2025. And also encourage and recommend that the community attend this year's Domestic Violence Awareness Vigil on Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m. at the Welcome Center Pavilion here in Raceland. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The mic, Rachel? All right.
Good evening. I'm Paige Pellegrin. I'm the Outreach Director for the Haven. President Angeron and members of the council, as you officially proclaim October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Lafourche Parish, this is more than a ceremonial act. It is a public commitment to ending the silence and eliminating violence in our homes and neighborhoods. Domestic violence is an epidemic that affects people from all walks of life, regardless of age, race, religion, gender, or economic background. It is a devastating pattern of control and abuse, emotional, psychological, sexual, and physical, that strikes at the heart of victims' safety and dignity. In our nation, nearly 1 in 4 women are victims of severe physical violence by an intimate partner. Too often, these incidents go unreported, leaving victims feeling isolated and trapped. During October, we recognize the resilience and courage of survivors whose strength inspires us all. We also mourn those who have lost their lives, honoring their memory by renewing our commitment to a future free from violence. Domestic violence is not a private family matter. It is a community concern that requires our collective attention and action. Ending it will take all of us. During this month, we call upon every citizen to get involved and make a difference. We must speak out to challenge the social norms and misconceptions that enable abuse to persist, educate ourselves and learn the signs of abuse and how to support someone safely, support local services by learning ways to get involved with the Haven, listen to survivors. If a victim confides in you, believe them, listen without judgment, and help them connect with the Haven. Let this month be a symbol of our shared hope to resolve. Together, we can break the cycle of violence and build a safer, more supportive community for everyone. Thank you. Let's stand with survivors always.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, that's it. Ready to move on, Mr. Ogeron? We good? Yes, sir. All right, thank y'all. And that's, once again, that's it's going to take place, Domestic Violence Awareness Vigil will be Thursday, October 16th at 6 p.m. at the intersection of Highway 1 and Highway 90 at the Pavilion by the Tourist Center. Item D, presentations and our updates. We have none for tonight. Item E, engineers and our architect reports. I didn't see any of them in the audience tonight. Engineer architects? None. Brings us to item F, public wishing to address the council, public hearings, agenda items, et cetera. I only have one, and JJ, if I understand correctly, you want to talk when we get to the resolution? You want to wait till we get to the resolution or now? Well, you can come now if you'd like.
Good evening, Jerry Jones, 1132 Louise Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana. I'm here to represent, got you, boo, on item 14. This is something that the council, administration, Head Start, Recreation, we all been working on since 2010. So Mitch and I, we spent numerous hours on the road. And I appreciate that, Mitch, because it's finally the dream coming true. I ask this council, please support this resolution so we can get it rolling. And one question, Mitch, Mr. President, how many classrooms we planning on having in this new situation here?
You got you live, Mike?
We're going to have 10 classrooms there. We only need 8, but we're planning for any future expansion because we can fit it within the budget that we have.
Okay, 10. And 300,000 come from the state, and the other 3.7 and move the following year, right? Okay. So please consider this. Thank you all much.
You got it. Thank you, JJ. Right, and that was it for public wishing to address the council. Brings us to item G, approval of minutes. I'll now entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the September 9th, 2025 regular session. So moved by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Perk. Any discussion? Mr. Lorraine, you have the mic, sir.
Yeah, if you look at the minutes on page 3, in August, we voted to buy the property from the Ladays at where Briscoe's located on 3235. And on September the 9th, 2025, we rescinded the purchase of the property. From day one, I've always asked, who was the name of the company that was going to move in? I could never get an answer. We voted on this not knowing, I didn't know. And I asked, never could get an answer. At the council meeting, last council meeting, I asked again the name of the company. Still never got it. The next day, I went to the Port Commission meeting. I addressed the port. I let them know that the sale has fallen through. It's not going to happen. Because the company that was going to locate at Fouchon and put a windmill, they decided to pull out. And that was the same company that was coming to purchase, not say purchase the property, but lease the property with the parish that the parish was going to purchase. But you know me, huh? I didn't quit. I finally found out the name of the company. It was, and it makes a lot of sense, GW Technology. Stands for Gulf Wind Technology. They're based out of Avondale. And that's all I was asking for. I went to this body, I never got an answer, and I went to the port and I never got an answer. So now I'm telling everybody who it was. GW Technology. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Melvin, you want to say something? No. Nope. All right, any further discussion? If not, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. The absence being Mr. Bromfield. That brings us to item H, public hearing and ordinance for ratification. I entertain a motion to open public hearing. So moved by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Perk. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Mr. Bromfield. Item 4, ordinance amending ordinance number 5978 that established no overnight parking of boats on all wharves at the Golden Meadow Boat Launch is hereby amended to add no all-day parking of boats at the Golden Meadow Boat Launch with the exception of the loading and unloading wharf, Golden Meadow, Louisiana, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, providing for the placement of no all-day parking of boats at the Golden Meadow Boat Launch with the exception of the loading and unloading wharf signs and providing penalties for the violations thereof. So moved by Councilman Lorraine, second by Councilwoman Chesson. Anyone from the public wants to comment on this ordinance? Second call, public input on this ordinance. Last and final call. Anyone wants to comment on that ordinance? Anyone from the council? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. The absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 5, ordinance approving a lease agreement between Lafourche Parish School Board and Lafourche Parish Government for leasing premises used for polling location and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Perk on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Melvin. Anyone from the public wants to comment on the ordinance at number 5? Second call. Anyone from the public wants to comment on this ordinance? Last and final call. Anyone from the public wants to comment? Anyone from the council? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Does anyone oppose? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 6 has been deferred to the next meeting, which is going to be October 14th, 2025. With that said, I'll now entertain a motion to close public hearing. So moved by Mr. Adams, second by Mr. Perk. All in favor signify by saying aye. Does anyone oppose? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item I, proposed ordinances. And Mr. Perk, if you'll press your button, you have the mic, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Number 7, proposed ordinance granting a variance from Lafourche Parish subdivision regulations from the installation of a fire hydrant in the proposed Jessica DeLon division as not recommended by the Lafourche Parish Planning Commission at their August 27, 2025 meeting. Number 8, proposed ordinance. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Daniel Lorraine for administration.
Good.
Number 8, proposed ordinance granting a variance from Lafourche Parish subdivision regulations from the 25-foot frontage off of public road to reduce to 15 feet in the proposed Jessica DeLon division as recommended by the Lafourche Parish Planning Commission at their August 27, 2025 meeting. Mr. Daniel Lorraine for administration. Number 9, proposed ordinance approving an act of donation between the Lafourche Parish Government and Pavement Services for the donation of reclaimed asphalt pavement, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said donation and any and all relevant documents. Councilman Arabi for administration, and that is it, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Perk. Brings us to item J, resolutions. Item 10, resolution approving an agreement between Lafourche Parish Government and Nicholls State University to provide funding for the remediation services and suite remodel at the John L. Guidry Stadium, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. This is moved by Councilman Melvin for the administration. This was deferred from the September 9th, 25 LPC meeting. Discussion. Mr. Perk, you have the mic first, sir.
Oh, I don't have it. I'm sorry.
Press your button again. Okay, you off? All right.
Yep.
Any discussion? Anyone wants to say anything on this one? I'll say a few words if no one else. Mr. Lorraine, you have the mic, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't say where the funds are coming from on the 250.
My understanding it was solid waste.
Now, come on now. Are you kidding me? Now I'm really going to say what I want to say. First of all, I think the city of Thibodaux needs to pay the $250,000 for the parish. And I'll tell you why. 12, 15 years ago, road sales tax A, we paved to pay Bowie Road. Bowie Road is the first road south of Nicholls. At one time, the corporate limit stopped on the north side of Bowie Road. It did not go. Well, the parish came in and probably about $2 million, paved it all the way to the wellness center, which was a good thing because you got rid of the shells. But road sales tax A paid for it. Then they got a street about in the middle of it, Ardon. They paid for that one too to go to Percy Brown. I had some phone calls to vote for that, which I did. But guess what? 6 months after we fixed that road, paid for it with road sales tax. You didn't pay for it with the parish-wide money. The city of Thibodaux moved the boundary line from the corner of Bowie Road to Percy Brown. So you know what? In all fairness, why don't they pay out $250,000? You don't think that would be a good deal? Let them pay $250,000. We gave them $2 million. You know, they didn't even give us a thank you. They just took the road that road sales tax A paid for. That was okay. You believe that? That's a true story, what I'm telling you. And that ain't right, but they did it. They got a road for nothing. And that's why I'm not going to support it.
Thank you, Mr. Lorraine. Mr. Melvin.
Yes, sir. I know that a lot of us here have gone to Nicholls. We have Nicholls students here present. I've had at least every member of my family go to Nicholls. I graduated from Nichols. We have some Nichols alums on this board, council here. And I know that it's tough because with Nichols, I'm not making fun of Napoleonville. We can use Amite, Louisiana, like with Hammond, with Southeastern. But if it wouldn't be for Nichols, Thibodaux would just be like Napoleonville, Libertyville, okay? We understand that. I think it's common sense. I'd like to say, number one, I wish Thibodaux was contributing to this in some shape, form, or fashion, because I know some of the money from the Manning camp usually stays within the confines of Thibodaux because a lot of the money is spent inside of Thibodaux. And it's just tough. I mean, this is, I feel like 5 of us here have pickup trucks. Maybe we can split the $250 and haul the stuff away. I don't know what needs to be hauled away for $250,000. I have a big problem with it. It'd be a little different if it was for education. And I know Nichols is in my district, so it's tough. I guess the even tougher part is whenever, for a while now, I've asked for different things, and look, money's tight in the parish. So it's, again, it's tough. I'm not saying I can't support it, but it's tough because, again, I don't think it's a state university. I wish the Alumni Association or somebody, I mean, they have to have some, I know they have wealthy alumnus that went to Nichols that do a lot for Nichols, but it just seems like they could do something to contribute or the city of Thibodaux. So it's tough. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Melvin. Anyone else who has anything to say? I'll say a few words if no one else has. You want to say some more, Mr. Lorraine? You look like you want to say something else.
I wanted to, but I'm on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'm a lifetime alumni. I have a couple of bachelor's science from Nichols. I love Nichols. And I have never been in the suites. So, I've been in the stadium, but I've never been in the suites. I'm not sure about that. But I can tell you that I went through 25% of my district, and I have 18 houses that need to be demoed right now, still from Hurricane Ida. So I don't know. For me, I love Nichols, but this is one I can't do. I hate it. I hate that I can't, but I just can't support this one. With that said, if no one else has, Mitch, you want to say some final words? You got it.
If you don't mind, Mr.
Go
Chairman,
ahead.
thank you.
Absolutely, you got it.
Look, when they had, originally they had spoken to our previous parish president about this item, and so I'm following up and following through on this. Look, I told them that this was going to be a difficult ask as well. And look, I recently graduated with my MBA, and I'm also proud graduate with my bachelor's degree in management. Did do some additional questioning in terms of what the city of Thibodaux has done, and they've done some significant drainage work on campus, and they're in the process of getting underway with paving some streets there right in front of the stadium as well. So they are doing some work on campus. And they're going to spend by the end of this year well over $250,000 on campus as well. So they're asking us to help contribute, and obviously it would help with Manning Camp and other events that they plan on doing on campus and within the stadium itself. So I understand the difficulty. Certainly it was a hard pill to have to put up. I do know we have a very, very healthy fund balance in these funds that are dedicated, so it makes it a little bit easier to even put up for consideration to you guys. And ultimately, it's a decision that y'all each get to make, just like I had to whenever I put it up. Thank you, guys.
Fully understood, and hopefully they understand the optics of a suite remodel at $250,000. With that said, let's bring this to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Ayes, please raise your hands. So we got Councilman Melvin and Councilman Perk. Nays, say nay. Nay. And one abstention. So here we go. We got 2 yays, that being Councilman Perk, Councilman Melvin. We have 5 nays, that being Councilman Lorraine, Councilwoman Chesson, Councilman Araby, Councilman Pearson, Councilman Otan, and 1 abstention, that being Councilman Adams, and 1 absence, that being Councilman Brumfield. So the motion fails. You got all of that, Ms. Rachel? All right, very good. With that said, that brings us to item 11, resolution approving change order number 1 for the project titled Alley Door Drainage Improvements Project Phase 2, adding 61 days to contract time and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said change order and any all relevant documents. Mr. Araby for the administration, second by Mr. Pierce. Any discussion? There being none, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 12, resolution approving amendment number 1 to the agreement between the Louisiana Housing Corporation and Lafourche Parish Government Office of Community Action for the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LAHEAP, fiscal year 2025, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment and any all relevant documents. Mr. Perk will sponsor on behalf of the administration. Second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 13, resolution approving an application for federal assistance in the amount of $3,392,626 for the purpose of operating a Head Start program and authorizing the parish president and council chairman to sign, execute, and administer said application and any all relevant documents. Ms. Chesson for the administration. Second by Mr. Araby. Almost got me on that one, parish president and council. But anyway, any discussion? Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
We do these every year, of course, is so we can continue operating our Head Start. And just a real quick, the reason why they asked that both the president and the chairman on it is because it's one of those federal grant programs that they have a specific requirement that the chairman of the governing authority also has to sign.
With that said, are you going to have those documents tonight to be signed or no? Okay, so I don't have to look for you. All right, with that said, if there's no further discussion, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 14, resolution approving an agreement between the State of Louisiana Division of Administration and the Lafourche Parish Government for the Heroes Park Recreation Center and Head Start in Thibodeau Planning and Construction, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any all relevant documents. Mr. Adams will move on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Perk. Any discussion? I will remind you, this is the one that Mr. Jones got up and spoke in support of earlier. And with that said, Mr. Ogeron, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this here is tied to our Heroes Park Recreation Center and Head Start expansion, as we already mentioned. I want y'all to note that we do have some CDBG dollars, so Community Development Block Grant dollars from Hurricane Ida that is being used for this. The same funding that we are actually using to build the La Rose Clinic. So we are spreading the money around in the parish. I did see Councilman Lorraine's eyebrows go up when we had talked about the number of classrooms. So the intent here is that we're going to combine all of the Head Start classrooms in the city of Thibodeau or throughout Thibodeau into one location, kind of like how we have in South Lafourche. We added a classroom in South Lafourche. We're going to build a facility because we don't have a complex like we do in South Lafourche. And then we'll also have the gym. One of the other things that we're actually looking to do here is ultimately, we want to expand our Beyond the Bell program and develop a Beyond the Bell program in the facility after the students would actually dismiss, so we can continue to take care of at-risk youth and those that are in those communities. So obviously, we want you guys to support it. There are multiple facets to this. This is but one facet. We've already approved the agreement to go to design, which was funded through the CDBG grant. So this is just another facet to this entire project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ogeron. Mr. Perk.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate what President Mitch said. And relative to the location of this is probably in an area where most of our growth in the parish is occurring, on that west portion of the parish. So I think the fact that we'll have a recreation center there at Heroes Park is going to get used, it's going to be beneficial, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the parish.
Thank you, sir. With that said, we'll bring this to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence. That absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 15, resolution approving a contract between the Office of Public Health, Bureau of Community Preparedness, and Lafourche Parish Government for the fiscal year 2026 Cities Readiness Initiative, CRI, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said contract and any all relevant documents. Mr. Perk will move on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes, 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence, the absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 16, resolution approving agreement between the City of Thibodeau and Lafourche Parish Government for adjudicated properties and authorize the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and all relevant documents. Mr. Perk for the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this item and the other two, so these next three items are all for adjudicated properties. There are adjudicated properties to Lafourche Parish in these municipalities. This is a agreement between us and the municipalities to address how those adjudicated properties are handled. This is something that we actually needed to clean up. That way we can make sure that we are actually getting these adjudicated properties out and back on the roll.
Very good. With that said, we'll bring it to a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes, 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence, the absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 17, resolution approving agreement between the Town of Lockport and Lafourche Parish Government for adjudicated properties and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any all relevant documents. Mr. Perk will move on behalf of the administration, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes, 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence, the absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item 18, resolution approving agreement between the Town of Golden Meadow and Lafourche Parish Government for adjudicated properties and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any all relevant documents. Mr. Lorraine for the administration, second by Ms. Chesson. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes, 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absence, the absence being Councilman Brumfield. Item K, announcement of public meeting. Number 19, notice is hereby given that at its meeting to be held on Tuesday, October 28th, 2025 at 5 p.m. at its regular meeting place, the council chambers of the Matthews Government Complex, 4876 Highway 1, Matthews, Louisiana. The Parish Council of Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, plans to consider adopting an ordinance ordering and calling an election to be held in the Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, to authorize the levy of an ad valorem tax therein. Brings us to item L, Parish President, Department Heads, Directors, or Managers' reports, presentations, and our updates. Item 20, Finance Representative to present the monthly financial report as required by the state agreed upon procedures for August 2025. Mr. President, you have the floor, sir.
If it's not in your inbox, it will be shortly.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Brings us to item M, questions for the administration. Mr. Perk, you have the floor, sir.
Just one, Mr. President. I know Joe Ogeron spoke about that, getting some funding for, in that supplemental fund. Will we, is that 100,000, is that going to cover the costs, or we'll probably need to pitch in on that?
All right.
Or is that a little premature?
Got any other questions? Any other questions, Mr. Perk?
That's it.
All right. Ms. Chesson.
The pontoon bridge and cutoff, where are we on, when bridge is going to be taken out? Are we close to that happening? Just curious if there's a timeline yet.
All right. Anything else? That's it. Mr. Melvin.
Yes, thank you. My question is for Mr. Sonny. Real quick, Mr. Sonny, do you know when, just an idea of what's going on or when we might, and you might have emailed me, and I apologize, I was on the road, when we might be able to take a closer look at the levees at Nichols, just to get an idea of thoroughbred, so we can, you know, I don't know if they've ever been done anything since they've been built. I'm pretty sure they were probably built whenever the pump was built, because they needed to ring levee it. So I don't know when we might have a follow-up on that. When can you follow up with me on that, sir?
All right, so I have you next in the queue, Mr. President, if you want to answer 1, 2, or 3, and then Mr. Lorraine and Terry will have follow-up questions. So, thank you, sir. Mr. Lorraine.
Thank you, man. Mitch, about a month and a half ago, I would say, we met in your office with, there were 3 councilmen, DPW, Mr. Sam with Solid Waste, you, and they had 3 representatives from River Burge. I can't speak for the rest of this council, but I can tell you, in District 9, which I represent, and I also represent Golden Meadow, but they also have a town council. I just assist them on whatever I could do. As far as the trash, it never got any better. I'm not gonna get ugly, I'm not gonna fuss you, but I'm gonna tell you, it needs to get better. They told us that they were gonna have a different plan and it should be better. Well, you know what? It's worse. They need to catch up with the trash. A truck's gonna come into my district, he's gonna pick up, then he's gonna leave, and he ain't coming back. Send all the freaking trucks in an area, get it picked up, and then send all the trucks in another area and get it picked up. Just a little bit at a time is not going to get it. And as far as Golden Meadow, the councilman, and Mr. Jeremy, he's a good councilman. He's a sanitation man. He was at the meeting with us, and he doesn't know what to do anymore. But what they told us, Mr. Araby, you were there, Mr. Melvin, you were there, what they told us and what they're doing is two different things. Now, I can't speak for 8, 7, 6, 5. I can speak for 9. Now, if some of you guys got a problem, I think you need to come out with it and say it. Let them know. But I can tell you, I'm not happy with it. They're not doing a very good job. I've always praised them as far as garbage. I know that they had a low bid, but they bid, not us. But we need to do better. And I think you need to talk to him or get with Sam, or let's call another meeting and get with him. But it's not working. I had a young man yesterday down West 125. He's been waiting 3 months for their trash. They picked up all around him. They didn't go down the street. I got 85th Street, 3 months. East 61st, 3 months. I got it all documented. And I rode my district yesterday, and I wrote down all the piles that I saw. On the east side, probably about 25. And on the west side, maybe 20. That should have all been gone. So I'm just asking you to see if we could maybe meet with these guys again. We got to do better. If that plan, if they think that plan works, it's worse than the one we had. So let's just try to get something better. The people are paying more for garbage and trash than they ever paid in their life. They're paying $16.50 on a water bill, and you're still paying the 7/10 of a sales tax. It's actually double dipping in my book. But they're paying for it. They say a lot of people are complaining about the $16.50, and I know the parish is subsidizing a couple of dollars. What they're saying is we're paying more and getting less service, which they're telling the truth. It's not very good. So whatever you could do, I'd appreciate it. If you need to get us all together again, and maybe more councilmen will attend. I know some of you guys work, but what they're doing in my area, and I'll say it again, it's not working. Thank you.
Mr. Araby.
Well, I don't want to repeat everything Daniel said.
Please don't.
But he is right about what he's talking about. And again, I'm speaking for my district, and I'm sure the rest of y'all can probably echo the same thing he's saying. We do have some serious problem with our trash pickup. The guys, we asked to come before the council. They came before the council a few meetings back. We met with them behind doors over here, and they talked about how the computer, they're on a computer schedule now. I told them the computer don't pick up garbage and trash. But anyway, they're talking about how good of a system they got. Well, like Daniel said, it's not working. I mean, I had to call Sam several different times already on a couple of piles that's been sitting out there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it shouldn't be like that. Like the guy said with River Birch, that truck should pass on every street every other week, and that ain't happening. Is that what you heard, Mitch?
He's gonna get the mic in a sec.
Well, we all heard the same things, and that's not happening. But there is a thing in the contract that says, you know, if we're not satisfied or they skipping trash and garbage and everything else, we can fine them. And I think we need to start maybe taking a close look at that and maybe get some attention some kind of way. So again, whatever we can do, I know if y'all want to call, he's calling about another meeting. We didn't have several meetings, but maybe we need to look at another avenue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Araby. Mr. Pierce.
Yeah, I kind of go along with the rest of them, but, back when he was at the council meeting here a few months ago, he said they were going to try a new plan. That plan didn't work in my district. I didn't get to make the last meeting because I was actually in the hospital, but I planned on it. But anyway, I wish I could have been here, but apparently the way Daniel started, it didn't do any good anyway. But, and I mentioned that about it at that first meeting when he was here. I was a new councilman, so I got Miss Carlene to send me a copy of the contract, and I sat there and read that whole contract. And it's a fine if they don't pick up the garbage can within 24 hours. Okay? We don't pick up a couple of hundred garbage cans in Lafourche Parish in 24 hours. That's quite a bit of money. Maybe if we start taking some money away from them, maybe something's going to happen. I personally know the guy that's in charge of Terrebonne Parish, and Sam and I has had this discussion. They're months and years ahead of us when it comes to garbage pickup. I talked to Sam and about it the last time about the bulk stuff, which is the biggest problem in my district is the bulk stuff. And what's happening is Sam said, well, what they talked about after that meeting when that guy came here was they were going to concentrate. There's only 4 trucks in the whole parish, from what I understand, to pick up bulk trash. Well, like I told him at that meeting when he was here, that's not my problem. They're under contract. It's their problem. I don't care where they get more trucks from. I really don't. But, people call you all the time about stuff not being picked up. But Sam had said, if I remember right, I think it was Sam, maybe it was him, that the plan was they were going to concentrate these 4 trucks in one area to go down Mr. Lorraine's district, 4 trucks all at one time. Take care of it. Clean it up, get out, take 4 trucks and go to Bayou Blue. Clean it up. Well, I don't see this shit working. Excuse me. I don't see it working. We've had this guy right here in front of us, And when I mentioned it to him about the fines, I don't know if y'all remember this, but I remember it, about the fines and the garbage cans. He goes, well, some people got 6, 7, 8 garbage cans. No, people don't have 6, 7, 8 garbage cans. I've been in my district. You know what those 6, 7, 8 garbage cans is from? It's from the people that live down these private streets where their trucks won't go. That's why they got 6 or 7 garbage cans in one area. So come on, we paying for a contract. I'm like everybody else. I'm tired of people calling me about garbage. My pickup truck ain't big enough. Garbage cans, damaged garbage cans. It's taken months for people to get garbage cans fixed or get a new one. We got to do something. I don't care if the guy likes me or not. I don't sleep with him, so I don't have to worry about it. But we need to do something. And I don't know if talking to him is going to do any good. Because we've had a couple of conversations with him already. And it seems to be no improvements. I'm done. Thank you.
All right, so in all of that, I only got 4 questions actually for you. It was just a lot of commentary. And I will add to the garbage cans. I think I've got more calls in the last month about garbage cans than I've gotten since I've been a councilman, so I would agree with those issues. I will comment on street lights. We have to figure out what to do with that. I can't keep riding up and down my district and reporting all the street lights that are out. It seems like whatever they use after Ida in replacement, those amber lights are going out. And then so I would hope that we can figure out how to get this right. I know we pay a lot of money for street lights and we're not getting that service. With that said, though, Mr. Ogeron, please begin your answers.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll go in order, Mr. Mark. The 100K. I would anticipate that that's probably enough, considering that Dylan would have looked at how much pipe we actually need there, catch basins, et cetera. But I really would have to go back and do a little research to be able to tell you whether or not 100K is enough, but I suspect it is. The timeline on the Carte Blanche Bridge, Councilwoman Chassel, we did have to kick that bid out because it was over budget. So Joe Piciola and his folks are in the process of making some adjustments to that. There was a few things in there that we're pulling out that would have been improvements, but it's just not necessary. So once he has that, then we got to go out for bid. So I don't specifically have a timeline at this point to share with you. Councilman Melvin, I'll answer for Mr. Sonny simply because him and I actually talked about this in our staff meeting, and this actually fell in my responsibility. The North Lafourche Levy District, when they have a surveyor in that area, is actually going to go and take some shots. So we're kind of working that together. Yeah, probably within the next few months, 2-3 months, they should ought to have somebody. And if they don't, we'll send someone out there. On the trash, look, first off, I have to say that unless y'all tell us, we don't particularly know. Now, I do know that Sam sent some emails, because I was copied on them over the last couple of weeks, hounding them, particularly all of last week, hounding them about the fact that things aren't working. I was hopeful and optimistic that pulling them in a meeting, us, instead of doing it in a public forum, but actually having a different format in terms of dialogue could have resulted in a change. Clearly, it hasn't. I agree that we're now going to have to be more aggressive with them. The time has passed of dialogue. I think we need to take a good hard look at the agreement. I think we also need to, or not think, I believe we need to also go and visit maybe with their higher management and let them know our dissatisfaction. So that'll be the first step. And quite frankly, we have an agreement with them, so we need to make sure that we hold them accountable before we were to go in a different direction. So that's what we'll do in addressing the trash. Certainly, we need to have another conversation with them, but we need to certainly be more impressive on what's going on. From a streetlight perspective, we approved an agreement. I say we, you guys did the approval, but we executed what we needed to. We hired the Planners Design Group to go and do an assessment across the entire parish of all the lights that we have in Lafourche. We have 10,000 lights in Lafourche Parish. 9,000 of them are Entergy lights. We found out on Thursday or Wednesday last week that 20% of those lights aren't working. That is 1,800 lights. One of the reasons why we decided not to move forward with the franchise agreement at the last meeting was because it was passed on that there were several lights not working in the parish, and it was probably over 1,000, but they were finishing the number. We have also requested a meeting with not just their vice president, but with Mr. May himself to get to the bottom of this, as well as some other issues that we have in South Lafourche, particularly related to the port. To date, we have not received confirmation of a meeting with him or his executive staff. But I can assure you that we will not only be asking for a discount back on those lights, but also for the cost for Planners Design Group to go out there and do the assessment. We should not have had to pay for that. This should have been remedied after the hurricane. They should have hired that company to do it. And they didn't. So we'll be holding them accountable for that as well. Mr. Chairman, may I also make a couple announcements?
Yeah, if now, if you want to wait till discussion.
I'll wait till discussion.
Yep. So bring us to item in discussion. Mr. Lorraine, you have the floor first, sir.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Mitch another question on that Carte Blanche Bridge. I know you got some cutbacks that are made. First of all, when it got hit by a barge, they kind of repaired it, got it back in operation, and they were supposed to bring it to the shipyard, fix everything before school started. Here we are, school has started a while, and we still never had it done. My question is that barge still going to go to shipyard? Because it's 12 years that we did that bridge. 12 years it's been sitting in the water and it never went to shipyard yet. Is it going to shipyard, or is that one of the things they're not going to do? The barge. The barge is brand new, 12 years ago, but it never went to shipyard. And that was supposed to be the plans. Send it to shipyard and fix it. All the wood that was put there rotted. I'm telling you, that bridge is in bad shape. Whoever's passing on it, you're taking a chance. They better do something soon.
Mr. Ogeron.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Councilman Lorraine, yes, I still do want to dry dock the bridge. We're obviously got to look at the costs associated with that. We did do a full internal inspection, and we do know from an internal perspective that it actually looks brand spanking new still inside. So that's a good thing. The intent also, all the boards that you worried about, that is one of the largest cost drivers, but we are still keeping that in the project because we do need to change those boards, and we actually intend on putting grading, something that's going to actually take longer to wear.
Ms. Chesson.
Are we moving on to discussion?
Yeah, we are in discussion. We're actually already there.
I mean-
Daniel just did in his discussion, he asked another question.
I don't
But
have
you
another
have the
question.
mic. Go ahead,
I
Ms.
just-
Hurricane.
Yeah, I just want to invite everybody to the Cutoff Youth Center that's on West 79th Street in Cutoff. We're having a hurricane festival named after our hurricane swim team, not the storms. So no storms are coming to the hurricane festival, but y'all come join us. Great food, great music, and a good time.
Mr. Melvin.
Yeah, real quick, I just wanted to thank President Ogeron for attending a meeting with me, Dwayne Bourgeois, and a handful of folks from Homo with their administration today at their government building in Terrebonne to discuss some cooperative drainage issues, because a lot of our water does, some of it does flow into Homo, and we need to work together. So it was really a good meeting, and it's good to see, thank you, Lord, that the governments are working together. That involves the city of Thibodaux. Mayor Kevin Claymore was there. So again, I just wanted to thank President Ogeron for helping to orchestrate this meeting that would help our residents in Lafourche. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin. Mr. Araby.
Yeah, now that we're talking about festivals, I want to invite everyone else to La Fête de Virton on October the 3rd, 4th, and 5th under the Highway 90 overpass and Highway 1 right here in Richmond, Louisiana. We'll have rides for the kids, a variety of good music, very good food, craft vendors. We'll be making homemade cane syrup there again this year. We'll have a group doing duck carving and demonstrations for us. Another group demonstrating old pirogues and things like that. Mass at 9 o'clock on Sunday. Pirogue race at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So again, please come out and have a good time. We put a lot of work into this festival so that people around the community and the surrounding areas can come out and enjoy themselves. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Araby. Mr. Adams.
Again, along the festival lines, the Gumbo Festival, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Come, good food, good music, good times.
3 festivals before our next meeting. Mr. Lorraine.
October the 4th, the Rotary of Golden Meadow, South Lafourche Rotary will have a shrimp ball at the Oak Ridge Park. All you can eat for just, I think it's $10. If it's more than that, tell them I said 10, they'll let you have it for 10.
All right, Mr. Ogeron.
Well, we're not going to be talking about festivals. Anyway, our district attorney asks us that I pass on a message to everyone on October 1st at 2 o'clock. It's a Wednesday at the DA's office. We'll host an in-person ethics training at the Harangue Auditorium for all public servants and public officials. It's a 1-hour training that will satisfy the statutory requirements. So if you have not done your ethics training online, this will be an opportunity to do that. Again, it will be at the Harangue Auditorium on October 1st at 2 p.m. Also, we will be, and I say we, Christine Russell puts this on. Of course, Sheriff Weber will be there, myself, Annette Fontana, our clerk of court, and Wendy Thibodeau, our assessor, will be at the Senior Sources event that is going to be at the LaRose Civic Center on October 14th from 11 to 1, and at the Harangue Auditorium on October 21st from 11 to 1. We'll have gumbo, potato salad, and bread pudding. There'll be free flu shots and health screenings also. So if you're interested in coming out, please pass the message on to seniors in your communities as well. I think it'll be a good opportunity for them to be able to get out and make the VA. They'll miss the young and the restless, unfortunately, but it's always a good event to be able to see folks get out and have access to the services that we all provide. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So we're in discussion with, I brought up about the energy lights, because I think since I first became a councilman, I've been asking about, we pay for a service, but nobody verifies that that service is happening. And so even though the planners did this one time, we need to have some kind of way perpetually to have this address. We can't have us riding around and making notes on lights. You have a follow-up? Yeah. Go ahead.
A follow-up to your comment, that is actually something that we want to plan on doing. Certainly, if energy doesn't step up to the plate, we'll go back and ask for reimbursement again, but we intend on doing this on a routine basis, probably every 3 or 5 years, just to see where all our lights at and hold them accountable.
Thank you. Maybe our administrator has an idea. So she might know a few people with Entergy. With that said, I want to wish my oldest grandson, JJ, a happy birthday today. He turned 14, about to go meet him, eating. My wife has her birthday. I'm not saying turn. My wife has her birthday Friday, so happy birthday to Nikki and JJ. Looking forward to seeing In God We Trust, hopefully pretty soon. I know we proved it a long time ago. And then lastly, public service announcement, October is Fire Prevention Month. Check your smoke alarms. You must have a smoke alarm in your house. There was another fatality in Lower Terrebonne today, and it was verified that that individual did not have a working smoke alarm. Smoke alarms save lives. So don't just pull them down because they're beeping. I had somebody last week in Rayson's district, but I ran into a Blackie's, and she said that she took her batteries out because it was beeping. She couldn't sleep. Well, those smoke alarms save lives, bar none. With that said, on a motion by Mr. Pierce and second by Mr. Lorraine, with there being no further business, Lafourche Parish Council regular meeting of September 23rd, 2025 will be adjourned at 18:12 hours. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is anyone opposed? Motion passes 8 yeas, 0 nays, 1 absent. Absent being Councilman Brumfield. Thank you all.